Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 206. My name is Dan. Before we start off, cheers to you guys. No bok choy today. If you watch my last episode, you'll know exactly what that means. Before we start off, I still have a contest going on, so I'm putting the URL or the link in the description below to win a Beatles maxi single on vinyl. So contest is still going on. So there you go. Now, today I'll be making an episode part 1, which is part 1 in French. Sort of. Partie 1 would be the exact translation. I got them dumb. But part 1 of epic songs. So, what is an epic song according to Dan Chartrand and his friend Pascal, who actually asked a little bit of help for this? You know, apart from being a longer song than the norm of said band, usually stands out musically and lyrically, usually a little different than what they usually do as a song. A definition I found online, which reads, one great way to write epic music is to use a wide range of notes. This means taking advantage of both the very low notes by focusing on the bass line and the very high notes by using the upper range of the other instruments in the song. By focusing on both the high and low ranges, you essentially take away the middle, whatever that means. Then I asked my friend, I'm like, okay, well, we kind of agreed that, an epic song would tell a story, has a large scope, puts you in the mood of the story, even if you don't understand the lyrics, which I'm not a big lyric guy. The music makes it sound grandiose, huge, heroic, without knowing really the lyrics. You're kind of like part of the musical journey right here. So in part 1, and these are, like I said, these are long songs and some shorter, but I'll explain why that song is in my list here. So I'm going to be doing this in 2 parts. I've literally randomized. I said, okay, I'll take that. First 10 I chose. These are all in alphabetical order, no particular preference or whatever, just alphabetical. Then I'll do part 2 with what I have left. So we shall go with number 1. So my first band, and I will mention that I do love their epic song, would be the first Blue Murder. And the epic song in question would be Valley of the Kings. So an epic song usually is not what you would think it would be a radio friendly or a single. Well, this one was a flop, obviously, but this was actually a video. And you're like, man, this song is over. Was it 7 minutes long here? I have the exact. My God, this is written small. 7 minutes and 51. So yeah. And again, when I first bought Blue Murder, I find this to be an adult band, not a teenager type band. I did not like it at the time. And then started watching videos on YouTube, and I found this video was like, after buying it on cassette, then selling it, then buying it on CD, then selling it, then re-buying it on CD a third time, then vinyl for a fourth time. So yeah, but Valley of the Kings, wow, what a majestic song. It just starts off with bass and drums, and the The video helps too. If you've seen the video for Valley of the Kings, check it out on YouTube. It's a little, and that's the sad part about making an epic song as a single. It's usually chopped a lot. So, but yeah, check out Valley of the Kings by, it just, starts off with just the bass and goes off with a bang, and at the end, just this awesome background vocal chant, and I feel good every time I hear the song. So anyway, my first choice will be Blue Murder, Valley of the Kings. Cheers. I'm going to be a lot of yakking, I'm thinking here. All right. Next up. And feel free to... My God, what the hell is up with my hands? Like, like Bela Lugosi. If you've seen Ed Wood, you'll know exactly what I mean. Yeah, feel free to comment on your favorite epic songs. But bear in mind, there will be a part 2. And I got some good gems coming part 2 also. Just waiting for something to arrive in the mail. So, next up, you wouldn't think this is a band that does epic songs, but this one here, do I have the time? Actually, I should check my iTunes, and it will tell me the exact time. I should have written this down, but you know what? Whatever, right? All right, this song is 7 minutes and 32 seconds long. So I'm going to go with Deep Purple, Perpendicular. And the song, Sometimes I Feel Like Screaming. I've talked about this song. I'm going to put, you know what? I'm going to put the link to each song, if I think about it there, in the description below, so you can actually go check out these songs. And what I find epic about the song, Sometimes I Feel Like Screaming, is the guitar. This is the first album with Steve Morse. This is my favorite Deep Purple album, and largely because of that song. It's probably an unknown song, like the general public. This is not Smoke on the Water or Highway Star, but you know what? I fucking love this album. I'm making no apologies for it. But the guitar, there's this riff that it gets a little repetitive, but it's repetitive to a point that I wish it was repeated for another 2 minutes. I could have enjoyed that song, like that riff. Oh, it's just so, to me, this is a beautiful song and a beautiful epic song. It's almost 8 minutes. I don't know what else to, like I said, I'm not going to force you guys to go listen to it, but like I said, I'm hoping some people do know and appreciate this album and that song. And it's one of those songs you just listen to and you're just like, you just close your eyes and you listen to the song, and just the guitar work is so beautiful and majestic. Is perfect song to me, probably the perfect song, or as someone wrote in a review, the best album you'll never hear because it wasn't popular. Does it make it a bad album? Not even close. That's another topic for another day. Does popular music make it better or not? I'm gonna write that down. Hopefully I remember. Anyway, Sometimes I Feel Like Screaming from Deep Purple off of Perpendicular. Next up, I did not like this song at first. So, all right. I remember my friend Pascal will be like, "Oh my God, you remember such the randomest things." So, anyway, the band is Gamma Ray, and the song is Heading for Tomorrow, which is a good, how long? 10, 13 minutes long? 14 minutes, 30 seconds. So, go way back to our high school years. Pascal, I don't know if you remember, we went camping one time, and I guess I borrowed your cassette, and I was sitting by the pool, and that song was playing, Heading for Tomorrow. I didn't like it at first, and then that day is when I friggin' fell in love with the song. Like, just to give you an idea. So yeah, we were camping. I was just listening to it. I was like, oh my God. Like, again, it's one of those songs you just sit there, listen to the music with your eyes closed, and just appreciate the music. This has got so many time changes. And what made me like it even more was I have the greatest hits CD where Kai Hansen redoes the vocals and redoes everything. It's all different, good, but it made me appreciate this version even more. Yeah, it's crazy how back then, well, back then I was more, I say this all the time, narrow-minded, closed-minded, don't bug me. If it's not Kiss or Alice Cooper, I don't want to hear about it kind of guy. Now I've broadened my horizons musically there, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Heading for Tomorrow, the song, also the name of the title of the album. But yeah, Gamma Ray, Heading for Tomorrow, and just to think, Free Time was the only song I liked by Gamma Ray at the time. Now on this album, it's probably my least favorite now. I still like it because it just didn't age very well to me there, but yeah, anyway, Heading for Tomorrow, Gamma Ray, check it out, over 14 minutes long. There you go. There's another great, majestic, epic song for you. All right, this next one here, you're going to be like, they have an epic song when all they sing about is sex and tits and guns made out of love. Yeah, you probably guessed what I'm talking about now. So I'm going to go with Kiss. And the song I'm talking about is Journey of 1,000 Years. So you guys must know the album Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, right? Where it starts off with an acoustic intro, Seven Deadly Sins, blah, blah. And then the album ends with the same seven. This is some sort of the same idea. Is that a fucking word? Or a sentence, I should say. So you listen to the first song, which is Psycho Circus, and the guitar solo, you know, when they go da, 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 da. So the song Journey of 1,000 Years starts off normal. It's just Gene singing and the drum dun, 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 dun. But the second half, when the guitar solo so it's half vocals and Gene, it's just the same thing over and over. But then the second half is just an orchestra, a guitar solo, and they kind of go into the guitar solo from Psycho Circus, but ended with an orchestra and the same guitar solo. I was like, whoa, this is a beautiful song. And what made my choice even more accurate, or like I said, more valid, I should say, was I was watching a playoff hockey game, and we all know, like, our Canadians love your hockey, and it was a playoffs, and you know how playoffs are. They're friggin', you know, it's time, it's go time. And they was putting some highlights of some series or whatever, and they were playing Journey of 1,000 Years, and I was like, there you go, someone finally gets it. So that is my pick. Like I said, check it out, Kiss Journey of 1,000 Years. You probably won't expect it, but it's especially the second half of the song. The first half is normal there. It's a good song there. Great song, actually. I love it. Probably is. This is my favorite song off of Psycho Circus, by the way. But that end guitar solo was just beautiful. I was like, I telling my friend at the time, I'm like, I sincerely thought that the tour for this would have ended with Journey of 1,000 Years and the show closing off with Too bad I don't have the lenticular version here. Anyway, it's like a circus drape, just closing with that music being played. I was just like, that would have, to me, that's a missed opportunity. But no, they decided to play Black Diamond instead. Well, I guess I was not the manager in charge of that tour, right? All right. Next up. All right. Again, in high school, did not care for this band. I like them right now. But when I say I love this song, I friggin' love this song. So I'm gonna go with Led Zeppelin, Carouselambra. How long is? Oh, by the way, that Kiss song was it? It was not too long though. It's like 6. It's not. Just that ending makes it sound even more, I guess, gigantic here. How much is? Yeah, it's anyway. It's in the 5. I'm not gonna waste my. Oh, here we go. Yeah, 5 minutes ish, not even, but it sounds epic. This one here. What the hell is the front and the back here? This is. I think this is the front here. But yeah, Carouselambra is a total of a good 13 minutes, if I believe. 10 minutes, 28. There you go. And not a single boring moment off of that song. And it's the keyboard that just, the keyboard mixed with the drums that make the song. And there's in the middle part. Oh, I could listen to that song over and over. I think it's Led Zeppelin's best song, my opinion, and of course, never grow tired of it. Like people say, oh, the epic song must be Stairway to Heaven. No, it's not. It's Carouselambra. It's like, anyway, this is my taste, my channel, right? But if you want to tell me to fuck off in the comments, go ahead. But yeah, I absolutely love every single second of this song here. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait until this part. I can't. And that's the thing about epic songs too. You're like, oh, I remember, can't wait until that part comes in. And you're like, oh my God, that part was cool. And you're like, oh, I know something else is coming. And there's this crescendo of cool moments happening in the music and songs. So yeah, off of In Through the Outdoor, I'm going to put Carouselambra by Led Zeppelin. Yeah, and probably nobody, I'm not saying nobody, your average fan that just knows Stairway to Heaven, Black Dog, and Whole Lot of Love probably doesn't even know that song exists. But there you go. Carouselambra, Led Zeppelin. All right, next up. This is what you would call maybe a progressive epic song. It is, I think it's in the 6-minute mark. And of course, there's no time on this one here, so let's go check very quick. It is 6 minutes, 33 seconds. So I am going to go, so the first part is weird progressive rock, I guess. So I'm going to go with Max Webster. Steve, it's the name of a band, by the way, not a guy. Just letting you know. Kim Mitchell's first band before he went solo. And the song is Beyond the Moon. Now, most people, when they think of Max Webster, they think of Let Go the Line, Paradise Skies, Battle Scar. Battle Scar with Rush almost made it as an epic song. That is also a fucking epic song. But Beyond the Moon, I just like it just a little, that much more. It's a weird song. Lyrics are weird. But the outro guitar solo by Kim Mitchell, and he still plays this live at the end of his concerts. If you watch my Kim Mitchell episode concert review, you'll know that that guitar solo at the end is exactly that end of that. Sorry. And that guitar solo at the end is easily my favorite outro guitar solo of all time. Close to, well, the Kiss one for Journey of a Thousand Years is getting close there. That's a type of, but yeah, off of Mutiny Up My Sleeve. Jesus Christ, I can't fucking talk today. Max Webster, Mutiny Up My Sleeve. Beyond the Moon. Oh man, there's the freaking time slot right there. Jesus Christ. Beyond the Moon, 6 minutes 17. I don't think that's what I said, right? 6 minutes 17 on the record and 6 minutes 33 on fucking iTunes. Whatever. But yeah, great progressive rock song at first, then ends with the gorgeous outro guitar solo with Kim Mitchell. And like I said, I love the fact that he plays it to this day as the last thing you'll hear at his concert. So there you go. Max Webster, Beyond the Moon, off the Mutiny Up My Sleeve album. All right. So, long story short, Dan gets tickets for Dio, Lock Up the Wolves. Dan falls in love with Dio. Dan doesn't get to see Dio live that tour because he canceled here. But Dan decides to go back and starts buying other Dio related bands / albums. And I believe I've never talked about this band yet. Just missing a few albums there. But I think you know where I'm coming with this here. Rainbow Rising. First of all, I remember buying this on a whim. I knew Dio was in it. I read that he was in Rainbow and whatnot. Side 1, very good. Very good. Then you get to side 2. And then you get to hear Stargazer. And I remember thinking, what the hell is this? So Dio Lock Up the Wolves came out in 1990. This was 1976. Yeah, 76. This came out in 76. It took me until and it's after 1990. Let's call a spade a spade. I didn't buy all the Dio stuff right away, but I bought this on a whim. I bought it on a cassette too at the time, and just listened to the song Stargazer, and I was like, wow, musically genius, great story, guitar solos aplenty. Arguably Ronnie James Dio's best vocal performance ever on a studio song. You hear the song and you want more. Like, it's I don't even know what else to say. Like, I just remember going, guys, you gotta hear this song. And I did hear the song live. What the hell? He was opening for Maiden, and then was Motorhead. What tour was it? The best of the no. Oh, I forget. It was a best of greatest hits Maiden tour, but got to hear Stargazer live. Not in its all. I mean, nothing will ever come close to. This is perfection recorded on tape. Just letting you know. Rainbow from the album Rising, and the song is Stargazer. And and of course, I've watched also on YouTube these vocal coaches reacting to the vocal performance of Dio on this, and they're like going, oh my God, they're like, they can't believe it. So yeah, Rainbow Rising, check out the song Stargazer. I'm sure by now most people have heard Rainbow Rising, but you got to put yourself in 1990. You just discovering music. I was 18 in 1990, yeah. And I was just getting out of my Kiss only and Alice Cooper only phase, and and I remember buying this. I'm going, Whoa, where the hell was this been all my life here? So, Rainbow Stargazer. I feel like I'm talking a lot on this episode, and I've got a lot to say for some reason. You can see how these songs mean to me. 3 more for part 1. So, I had every album except this last one. I had them all on CD, and for some reason, their second last album, I kind of just like, I'm done with these guys. Like, there's some. So I've made a ranking episode of this band, so I'm gonna go with Savatage, and then I heard John Oliva. To me, an epic song from Savatage would be Gutter Ballet. That's an epic song to me. But I'm going to go with this one, a chance also. But I will go with Morphine Child, which is a good, I think it's over 10 minutes long here. Thank God I got my iTunes here ready. All right, Savatage, there we go. I got them all in digital also. All right, 10 minutes, 13 seconds. I bet you it's another, but anyway. Then I'm like, okay. Oh yeah, I heard John Oliva in interviews, talking about their most popular songs, and he kept talking about Morphine Child. I'm like, how come I don't know that song? So I'm like, okay, it's on Poets and Madmen. That's I kind of stopped at Wake of Magellan just by the cover. Like the cover, not the artwork, the freaking logo was like, why did you put Comic Sans font as your logo? But anyway, that's why I kind of stopped with Savatage. Turns out it was a great album, and so was this here. But yeah, Morphine Child, and has got. Someone told me on my Savatage one. I know it's not a canon there, but the vocal repeats itself, and then they add a layer to it, and add another layer and another layer. And Morphine Child has this thing there. It's a long song, and it's one of those songs again. I wish I would have done a good 5 extra minutes. That I love that song that much, and it doesn't get talked about enough. But yeah, brilliant. If ever I get to see, like, there's rumors that they're starting to record something else. I'm really hoping that I get the chance to see these guys live, and really hoping that I get to hear Morphine Child live. I absolutely love that song, like, a lot. It's a heavy song. It's got some time signature changes, not as much as you think there would be, but yeah, it's absolutely, yeah, it was my good discovery. It was the reason I got back into Savatage when I heard this song. I'm like, what the hell is this Morphine Child he keeps talking about? And I listened to him, I'm like, oh, I get it now. I get it. It's worth mentioning a lot there, John. So anyway, off of Poets and Madmen, Savatage, I'm gonna go with Morphine Child. Yick, yick, yick. Do more. All right. So I knew of this band all the time. I knew 2 songs. I loved them on the Power Hour, which is Much Music, Canadian version of Headbangers Ball, just for people watching overseas, I guess. So I knew this band. I'm like, and then my friend Pascal bought an album from this band. He goes, you got to hear this album. So I listened to the album, like, holy fuck, that's good. I'm going to go buy the whole collection. So I found this on cassette at the time, used store, and it was this album. Terrible album cover, but man, oh man, is the music ever great. And the song I'm going to go with is The Eagle Has Landed. And talk about a mood song that just, again, that definition, you know what? A great way to write epic music is to start with a right wing, very low notes by focusing on the bass line. So how many times I talked about Blue Murder? Here's another one right here. Boom, 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 boom. Just the bass and the drums. And as very slow pace tempo music, I guess what you call it. But the Eagle has, and it was the name of their live album that was for the tour before that. So they made a song called The Eagle Has Landed, and I was like, wow, do I friggin' love that song. I was like, oh, that's an epic song all right there. It's, again, you close your eyes and you're listening to it and you're like, yeah, I get it. That's a great, talks about moon landing, I believe, something about space and moon landing. Well, the Eagle has landed. I believe that's a saying that Lance Armstrong, Neil Armstrong, had said when he set foot on the moon. So, yeah, the Eagle has landed. And I saw Saxon once. I met them on the tour, which was great. I'm hoping they come back, but my only complaint is I didn't get to hear The Eagle Has Landed live. I would pay anything just to hear that song being played live. I love it so much. Like, if you played a concert of just The Eagles that has landed for 30 minutes, yeah, I'd go. I love the song that much. So, yeah, The Eagle Has Landed by Saxon off their Power and the Glory album, which is my favorite Saxon album. Maybe it's because it's the one I've had the longest. Who knows? But every song is a kicker on this here. But yeah, The Eagle Has Landed is just, and I've seen videos of it, and the eagle flashes with the lights, and it's like, oh my god, I'm just, mind you, the eagle wasn't there when I saw them live, but they were opening for Priest. But you know what, beggars can be choosers. That was a great show. Would have been even slightly better had they played The Eagle Has Landed. One day, maybe. Last of my top 10 from part 1. Not as long of a song, so let's go check out the time. Okay. So this is 6 minutes 41. Not a super long one, but still long-ish. There's a video for it, and my friend Pascal told me about it last night. I was like, oh yeah, find that song. It's like an epic song. I almost put it on, but I wasn't sure because we were at the time defining the word epic. So I'm going to go with Whitesnake, and I'm going to go with Still of the Night. That, I don't care who you talk to, Still of the Night is Whitesnake's best song ever. That's my opinion. I'm sticking by it, and I will argue anybody as to why I find this to be Whitesnake's best song ever. It's got heavy riffs, it's got slow parts, it's got high parts, it's got amazing vocals, it's got orchestration, violins, or where the guitarists are playing whatever, or they're playing cello on their guitar. I forget there. It's a video. They're not really playing. But yeah, like, and I remember we went to my friend Steph, the Motley Crue Steph, and his cousin Peter. We went to see Whitesnake with Dawkins and and Scorpions. And Peter just kept going on. I go, I want to hear the song. Na 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 na. That song there. So yeah, it's a lot of signature changes. I'm glad it got released as a single/video. It strikes me grandiose. I absolutely love that song, and when I first heard it, as a kid, you're like, but again, I find it to be, the more you're an adult, the more you're appreciating the music behind this song here, and this is, well, now, you know what? I just realized John Sykes on Blue Murder, because John Sykes wrote a lot of the riffs, and he played Still of the Night on Blue Murder's tours after he got canned by David Coverdale, which is whatever, another story there for another day. But yeah, Still of the Night is a great song. My favorite, I think it's the best song Whitesnake ever did. There's a reason why they always close their shows with it. And yeah, almost 7 minutes, but yeah, great. And I don't think it's cut. If you watch the video, it's, if I remember correctly, that video is, or the song is played as a whole. It doesn't, it's no chopped off of, so anyway. Whitesnake off their 87 album, Still of the Night. And we have gone through part 1. You know what? What the hell? Aye. So there you go. That is part 1 of my favorite epic songs. Some long, some not so long as the longer ones there. And sometimes I tend to put all the interesting stuff in part 1 and not as entering stuff. I made sure to separate it there, so stick around for part 2 coming soon as I receive. Because I only have it on CD, but if I don't have it in time, I will. You know what the hell? We'll do it soon there. So anyway, that is my end of part 1. Part 2, maybe not next episode, but coming soon. Part 2 of epic songs. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you think you can guess what's going to be in part 2, my list is already done. Go for it. If you've got something to suggest me that I should check out, again, go for it. Let me know. Love writing or writing back to all your comments. So on that note, here's my empty glass, and we shall see you guys next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.